Welcome to Coffee Confessions, a talk show that has one topic and three different opinions, with specialized guests coming in and sharing their personal opinions and experiences. So without further ado, the topic of the day is fair really more lovely? I can't believe we're discussing this topic in 2016, but with a 300 crore business in India, fairness creams have really taken over the world, Asia being one of the highest grossing in profits from them, Japan leading in the way. It is close to about $19 billion business. So whether it's treatments or creams, everyone's telling you that you're not fair enough. And here's how you can get that. Let's discuss. When did fairness become about beauty? When did fairness become intelligent? And when did fairness become better? So let's meet our guests for today. Tanya Daud, a journalist, a filmmaker, and a social activist in her own rights. So hi, Tanya. How are you?
Zareen.
So when I called you for the topic, you were a bit surprised that we're still discussing, is fair really more lovely? Tell me a little bit about why you were surprised.
I'm actually surprised more so because I feel like, actually not so surprised with regards to whether we're still discussing this topic, but I am surprised when I see content on television which kind of puts it out there as like fair is more lovely. You know, that to me is a surprise in the year 2016. I feel like, do we seriously have ads and celebrities endorsing things where they go like fair is more lovely, and then you have messages associated with it which kind of makes it like, okay, so if you're fair, you're more lovely, you're more successful, you basically get like a free pass in life, you know? To me, that is ridiculous in the year 2016.
What do you mean when you say we?
I think we're linked, isn't it? Society is linked to the culture that we practice. And I come from a Indian and Pakistani background, basically from the subcontinent, South Asian background. I've lived in the Middle East. And fairness is very, it's still upheld as one of those traits where, you know, for a female especially, it's kind of like a prized virtue, or like one of those things that if you have it, it's in addition to, you know, your beauty, or your beauty is associated with it.
Did you get an easy pass growing up? Are there examples? Because imagine if you weren't.
So I wouldn't go as far as to say that I've gotten a free pass, you know. I have definitely at times gotten compliments because of it. I come from a family where generally the people in my family are either on the fairer side or they're of a wheatish skin tone. And because I'm fair, it's not been an issue. It could have been something which would have nagged at my mind, you know. My parents and my family, immediate family, is not the sort that would bring it up. But I feel like if it wasn't the case in my case, in the sense that if I wasn't fair, someone would have said something.
My next question would be, in your workplace, have you seen anyone discriminated against, especially on the basis of color?
I don't know if in particular within my workplace, but there have been instances where I remember going for an interview and somebody expected, I'd sent in my CV, and they were expecting this half Indian, half Pakistani girl. And I could almost feel like a shift in their attitude, like a little bit of a shift in their attitude, because when he saw me, he was like, oh, you don't look Indian or Pakistani, you look very Arab, French, you know, like that. And it was almost like, you're better than I expected you to be, you know? And then there are times when they'll tell me, but you're fair, and you're from India, or you're from Pakistan, really? And so those kind of instances have happened where I've seen people react like, okay, you were better because you look fair, you know. And I think that is discriminatory or part offensive, because you're almost like saying, okay, so what if I wasn't? So if somebody were to say that in front of me, I'm pretty sure I'd be disgusted and I'd say something, you know, I'd be like, what's wrong with you? Not happened very overtly, but these are these subtle messages that you kind of get throughout your life, yeah.
I guess my concluding question would be along the lines, you know, as I said, we have messages from the globe on TV, on social media, by big brands telling us that fair is better.
Yeah.
Come buy our product, become better, become more beautiful. So you as a filmmaker, just on a personal note, how would you make a difference? How would you make a change of mind shift?
I think a couple of things. As a filmmaker, as someone in the media industry, I think one of the things that you can do is not endorse such products, right? Not as a celebrity, even not even have them as maybe as a product kept on the sidelines. I think definitely try to avoid celebrities who endorse such brands. You know, to me, it's shocking that even people like Shah Rukh Khan endorse it.
So can we boycott him and his movies for a bit as a collective
ideally, yes.
consciousness?
I think yes. Or you should, or we need to.
You know, Rais is going to release.
Yeah, yeah. I think we need to make enough of a noise, at least. You know, he's too much of a favorite that it's going to be hard. It's going to be very hard. But you know, I remember in recent times somebody asked Kangna Ranaut to do this fairness thing, and she refused it. She refused, saying my sister is not fair, and I think it will be an insult to my sister because that's me saying that you're not beautiful. And so I think people in the media industry need to speak out. So as a filmmaker, I would try not to have such celebrities on board in such a project, or to have such endorsements. I think those kind of messages make a big difference. When you constantly keep showing like this fair and tall and, you know, all those heroines, you are giving a different kind of message, as opposed to we can do something else.
I think we all are responsible. I guess that's how we can conclude on this.
Absolutely, yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you for sharing your views and opinions. That's amazing. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Zareen.
I use Palmer's Stronghold Styling Gel. I like it because it adds texture and definition to my hair, so it's good for my everyday styling. I also like that it has vitamins and it's a natural product.
We have with us Leejo Meera Kuriakose, an event manager by profession and a social activist by heart. So before further ado, let's meet Leejo. So, hi Leejo, how are you doing today?
I'm good.
So when I called you for the topic, what was your first thought?
I smiled.
Oh, fantastic. If you were to blame somebody for this color discrimination so predominant, would it be media? Would it be family? Would it be culture? Would it be society? I mean, or is it a collective?
Well, to be honest, I think it's a mix of psychological as well as cultural. Like, we always associate color with different meanings. Like, you're an artist. Okay, for example, I'm not sure how far it is true, but this is my opinion. You always pick a white canvas to paint. How often do you pick a colored canvas? You really don't, because the colors always seem to brighten up on a white surface. So everybody associates white as pure, innocent.
So Leejo, in your personal experience, do you think fair is better? Do you think being white is better?
No, but I've seen, or rather I think that white is easier, because today's generation is all about shortcuts. So for them, they have this idea or a myth that being fair is easier way to success or fame.
So do you think it's particularly certain industries that propagates this, or do you think it's ingrained to us since childbirth?
I think it's embedded in our roots. Like when you're Indian or when you're Asian, the minute a girl baby is born, they'll be like, don't get out in the sun. Don't play too much out. Don't go outdoors. Because the concept is that she has to get married, or we have to get her married off. So, it's easier to be fair than having to make a lot of dowry in order to get her married off. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Oh, wow. So So does this still happen? Is it still, so your marketing value goes down as a product?
It's all about like packaging a commodity. Okay, you groom the baby girl. If she's fair, it's easier to find more proposals. You know, the darker she is, the more you have to invest.
In your experiences, do you also face that a big part of it is to be blamed on the ads that we see?
Every product that is sold is always, I mean, the marketeers behind that always plays mind games with us. That's how the whole industry of marketing works. So even when it comes to fairness creams, it's all about pulling the thread of insecurity in everyone.
So I guess it's a leading up question. Do you believe that over time, our definition of beauty has been equal to fairness in our culture?
Yes. That's how everyone sees it. It's because, like, for example, the older generations, believe that they always wanted a fair bride because there is no guarantee that their son is fair. Like, in the sense, like when they grow up, obviously they go out to work, they get tan, their color fades. So because of that, they always wanted a fair bride so that their offspring can be fair.
Okay.
Yes, that's one of the most, that's one of the biggest reasons why in-laws keep demanding that their bride be fair. Because if their son is dark, then they need offspring that is fairer or light skin.
You, as a young mother of a girl, what is your take on how are you making changes for her not to grow up feeling this way?
The first thing I can do is to make her confident in her own skin. She needs to realize that it's her skin just like other features. You need to accept yourself, and that is the only way to be confident. It is much better to be a dark-skinned girl with confidence than being a light-skinned girl with insecurities all over.
That was fantastic. Thank you, Leejo, for joining us on Coffee Confessions.
My pleasure.
You see every flaw, fine lines, imperfections in your skin tone, dark spots starting to appear. New Palmer's Skin Therapy Oil for your face helps improve the appearance of the most troubling signs of aging. Put your best face forward with Palmer's Cocoa Butter Formula Skin Therapy Oil for your face.
Because I have seen in many cases that once you're white and blonde, you get like more kind of acceptance in the society. Like people try to pick you more.
I feel that fair people are more attractive, and whatever they wear, they feel more attractive, and that's why I would go for fair.
Coming from an Asian country, it's been ingrained into us. Fair is lovely, but I don't believe that. I know I'm in the darker shade than a lot of other people. Maybe even the rest of my family, I'm in the darker side. One thing I'd like to say is when my son was born, he was very fair and he had blue-green eyes and, he was very cute. Then my daughter was born after him and she was really dark. I looked at her and I said, oh, she's dark. And then my husband said, what's wrong? She's beautiful.
Because I've been surrounded by fair people, and that's how I've been brought up. Like if somebody's dark skin and people would around say that, oh my God, they're dark, they're not beautiful. But then as I grew up and I realized, people with dark skin are beautiful. We shouldn't think like this.
Whatever you are, you are. It's the way you go on in life, how you make the surrounding pleasant. That's very important.
Born in a South Indian family, like always the fair child got the most of the appreciation, and people always called the fair child cute.
Parents should, not encourage children to say, oh, look, put this cream on because it'll make you fairer.
No, never. I will not go for the fairness products. It should be by natural, like you should be fair.
We are joined by Kalyan Chakravarthy, who is a director, a filmmaker, producer, DJ, actor, and many other things. We would need another show to just introduce this man. But we're so grateful that he's taken some time out to give us his opinion on this topic. So, welcome to the show, Kalyan. Thank you. It's lovely having you. You're the only male counterpart who's going to give his opinion on this topic, so I'm excited. So one of the things that kept coming up in our conversation earlier was that men have it easier when it comes to any kind of color discrimination. Is that true?
No, I wouldn't say easier. I mean, it's same as what goes with women. The perception is there that it probably doesn't matter, but it does. It strongly does. And I think it starts when they grow up and they get into college and when they start their careers. It might not seem so prominent when you're trying to achieve a career, but it matters when it comes to probably finding a partner or in the society.
So in your personal experience, where have you faced most discrimination? Is it when it comes to getting a job? Whether it's because you're in the media field, so a lot of times when you're applying for certain things, looks come on top of the list.
Okay, because I'm also an actor and I've seen this where when I go to auditions, people choose someone who's with lighter color because they probably look better on camera, and also saying that they look better.
But what does that mean? What does that mean? Like if you say this person will look better on camera just because they're fair, as a filmmaker, do you find that as a true
No, I
call?
never do that because apart from being an actor, I'm also a filmmaker. So for me, characters make more sense and those can be of any color. Okay, but that's my perception. But most of the other people, it just doesn't matter of the characteristics. They also have to function on what looks good on camera. So darker shades usually don't prefer. For example, I've seen times when we did shoots and they said we need and it was a shoot for an Asian, like Indian photo shoot, and they said we needed Mediterranean looks, and we went through hundreds of photos and the client chose a Russian girl who could pass off with an Indian look. So that's how it works. So it's very evident when it comes to these kind of industry and especially media and all that stuff, but yeah.
So at this point in day and time, from your personal, responsibility, how do you think you'll make a change?
I don't know, because it's very difficult to kind of segregate when it comes to media, especially because there's something what you look at, what is glorified on the screen, and then when you look at something, is it something that you want to pass the message, is what it is going through. It doesn't matter to me if I have to make a choice between colors. It matters to me in terms of making a choice between the characterization of the people that are going to be in the film. So that plays more important role for me. So I will look at a palette. For me, it's a palette. So I wouldn't say that there's only white or there's only brown or there's what goes with the whole situation or what goes with the subject is what I'll go for. And I don't think I've ever come across any situation where I had to make this decision of is it like lighter shade glory or is it I have to kind of give away on the characteristics. I didn't pass through that right now. So, and even if it comes to that, I don't think I will do it.
Fantastic. Thank you for giving us your opinion. It was a pleasure having you.
Thank you.
Thank you for being a lovely audience. I hope you've enjoyed the show as much as I have. I hope at the end of the day that we realize it's never just about the color, it's more about the personality, the talents, and more than that, the intelligence. So let's keep reading, let's be aware, let's educate ourselves, and let's change the world for the better. We'll be back again with more topics, more discussions, and definitely more opinions. So until next week, stay cool, stay awesome, and above all, stay real. It's a show that's online. No, wait, let me start again. Should I do an intro for Coffee Confessions and then the episode? Now look at this camera. Sorry.
Have a map.
Let's meet our guests.
Thank you.
You can graduate next time.
But okay.
No worries.
See.
Take Take your time. Cut. Done.